Hey planner people, today we'd like to do a flip through of my April setup, so let's get started. So hopefully I'm still in frame because I'm gonna sit for this one. So when last we spoke, I did my 2022 planner stack, and I believe I was using this guy here. This is my little A6 cloud planner from Estelle. I have actually started really loving this size and this adorable design. So you will be seeing more cloud planners in the future, I guarantee. So anyway, but let's move on to what I'm currently carrying. So this planner is a cover by Estelle, but it's not supposed to be a ring planner. This is called the Airy cover, and it's B6 size, and it's really supposed to be just for like astrology and things like that, like a bound book. But what I did was I made it into a ring planner. So let's start with the outside. I love the scallop here on the pocket. There's a little outside pocket. I keep this little folder in here. I really don't have much for stickers in here right now, but the intent is to keep stickers in here. So I will be putting some more in there. The strap is plenty long. This is what is really good about this planner. I actually had bought this and then sold it because I was going to use it for a B6 Stology or my Wonderland 222, and I got it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is huge and my B6 is swimming in it. So I sold it, and then I was like, oh, why didn't I try making that into a ring planner? So I had to really search to get this color again because I love this color. This color is called Camellia, and I think at one point I called it Carnelian, but it's Camellia, and it's my favorite pink from Estelle. So it's got silver hardware on it with the little Estelle logo. And then inside, let's see, hopefully that's, okay, good. So inside I've turned it into a ring planner. You can see, maybe you can see, I have like a clear ring planner kind of put into the pockets where you would ordinarily put the covers of a bound book. So let me show you what I ordered from Amazon, because I know I brought one in here for this reason. So this is actually what I bought from Amazon, and it's just like this very plasticky ring planner, but the reason that I like this one as opposed to the other trillion that are on Amazon, this one has 30 millimeter rings. So, and that's what I was really going after. Okay, so what I did was, I did have to, obviously I cut this strap off here, but I did trim down a little bit on the edges because this is super floppy. I wasn't expecting it to be this floppy. I thought it'd be a little more firm. And so it is a little bit hard to stuff the edges into this pocket here. So I cut down some of it. I did have to trim a little off the top and off the bottom too. And then for the snap, I just took my very sharp scissor, and this is actually at the cutter bee, and I just cut like a perfect little circle around here so it looks like a little belly button, and so then there's no bump inside of here. And these rings are replaceable, so you know, if they ever go bad, it's not going to be that hard. I could either just buy a whole new folder because they're not that expensive, or I could get some Moterm rings or something and just screw them in here. So moving on, what troubles did I have? Well, like I said, I had trimmed some off, and I didn't do a great job because I was in a hurry. You know, instead of taking my time and doing it with a ruler and making it nice and neat, I just kind of hacked it off. Not even sorry. So, and then it's hard to get the edges in here just because it's so floppy. And then I wanted to, so once I got everything in here, I kind of set it in here and made sure it was relatively centered. But I can see it needs to go to the left a little bit, I think, still. But anyway, it's not a big deal to me right now. What I would do differently, first of all, I would like to tuck these little markers that come with the Airy cover into the inside here with the flap, you know, because you have a little loop here to put a charm. And first of all, it's going to be hard to put a charm there. I mean, you could do it, but it's difficult. But what I'm finding is when I go to open these, and you know, if I open them properly by pressing here, this little tab where you hang the charm is going to, it prevents this from being pushed all the way down. So what I end up doing is like pulling it open like some animal, you know, in which, you know, that's a big no-no with rings. But these are cheap enough, I don't really care. These aren't like Krause rings or anything. But I think what I could do still is just recenter it, because now I see I'm off a little bit here. That is going to bug me until I fix it, but I'll do it after the video. I will center it again, and then I think I may just cut out a little half circle around this loopy thing here. Let's see if I can focus in. So I don't know if you can see that little loop here. That is, I want to cut the plastic around that, and I think it will be just perfect. And it might help it from shifting a little bit. As you know, this was in the center, but now I see it's moved a little bit. So I think if I cut the plastic, it will hold it in place a little better. Anyway, it still works very, very well. And the fact that this cover is cut so generous really helps with the 30mm rings. So if you are a stuffer like me and you like your 30mm rings, you're not going to have any trouble fitting it in this cover. If you want me to show you, like, I don't know if you can see that. Usually I'm standing so I can look in my iPhone viewfinder. And so, you know, there's still plenty of room with this strap. So here you can see I've got, you know, a pen and a Tombow in here. I've got personal size inserts in 30mm rings, and this is plenty of room. Okay, so I just have, you know, like obviously if you had a bound book, this is where the front cover would go. And that's where I have the front cover of the, what do you want to call this? This PVC binder is slipped in there. But then there's another slip pocket here for stickers or whatever you need, or a cute little bunny rabbit that you want to carry around with you. And then you have 1, 2, 3 pockets here. And then you have this adorable little scallop pocket down in the corner, which I absolutely love. And I've got some digital paper I printed out just to put in there. I think these are from Fur and You. Is that the right name? It's been so long since I've purchased anything like that. I just can't even remember. So then I have an ollie clip. I have the Sterling Ink April calendar. This was the freebie. Now I do get her kit every month, but she sends an A6, which will work out great when I go back to my A6 cloud planner. But she does also have a freebie in different sizes that you can print out. So I printed it out on this really nice heavy vellum, and it just worked out great. So I keep that clipped with the ollie clip to my first divider. I think these dividers that are rounded like this with the tabs came from Gracie Edits, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's correct. And then I have this from Rose Colored Days, this cute little card that says, "In a world full of roses, be a sunflower." So I just have that clipped there. I'm a huge fan of digital paper. Like, I will go on Etsy and just search for digital paper to make vellum. This may have been purchased, but a lot of my papers that are in my planner right now are just digital papers from Etsy that I print out and then cut the correct size. So my inbox is just literally this thing from Cloth and Paper that says inbox, and I have sticky notes slapped on it. That's all it is. So if I really need to jot something down quickly that I need to maybe put in my planner later, I can just jot it down on one of these sticky notes and it just stays there until I'm ready to put it in my planner. And then I went a little more Eastery here, and I got my dashboard from Heather B. And cute bunny with these big black glasses. And actually, my glasses are kind of big, thick black glasses too, so I like it. So this is my kind of yearly tab. And again, this, I love Peeps. So I got this from Heather B as well on her Etsy shop with the little Peeps on it. Look at, you guys got to see this. Check out my watch band. I love it. So this came from, I think it's called Inky Studios. I can't look it up in my phone right now because I'm recording with my phone, but it's just so awesome. I love Peeps. So then I have my 2022 calendar, and then I use these super adorable stickers that are, they have this intricate design, and I'm marking off the months as I go. And two of the super cute stickers have the name on it. I don't know. Ugh. You know, sometimes I actually cut the name off because I'm trying to fit it into a pocket or something. So I don't know where they came from. Sorry. So sorry. Oops. There goes my, one of my flowers. Can't remember where I had it. Anyway, so I got my year at a glance. This is new to my planner. I got this from Paradise Planner, and I think it's actually Paradise Planner Co., if I'm not mistaken. But it's so pretty. It's this two pieces here where it's very beautifully cut, and I think it's also laminated. Yeah, it must be laminated because it does not just feel like cardstock. And then you get this vellum underneath. Now there's two different, there's like a black one, and then there's also a different vellum that has more black, or like the darker colors with lighter spots. So check that out if you like butterflies. And then I have some holidays. And I just printed this, I think this is TPS paper that I bought digitally and printed out on the back. And then this is a Cocoa Daisy card. I have no Cocoa Daisy subscriptions anymore, so but I do still have a lot of stuff lying around. And now for some reason I did not get this filled out. I thought I had for 2022, but I think what I did was I filled it out for my A6. And so what I use this for every year, I like to put my weekends that I'm scheduled to work, and I put my days off or vacation days and my paydays all on this fold out calendar. So let me just see. Let me just pull it up here. Yeah, so here is the one for my A6. I use stickers this time. Sometimes in the past I've just like used a highlighter, you know, like a midliner. I have these dot markers now I could have used, but this works out well. So anyway, that's what I will have to do to this fold out as well. And yes, I want a duplicate because when I switch back and forth, it looks like now in my life, I'm going to be using either an A6 or personal, and I'm not going to choose. I'm just going to use whatever I feel like. So there are some things that I'm going to want duplicated in each planner. So then here's another bunny from Heather B. And then this paper was just digital paper I found on Etsy. And these are from, oh, what's that place called? Ready Forms, the monthlies. The thing I like about these is it's the same amount of columns on each side. I really, really hate monthly layouts that have like 3 columns over here and 4 columns over here. Even if they put a section for notes to even it out, I don't like it. So I like this one because, first of all, I don't do diddly squat on the weekends. And second of all, it just makes it nice and even. So I like it. I'm not doing a ton of decorating. You'll notice as we go through my planner, I'm really not doing a lot of stickers. So even though I get a sterling ink sub now, I'm primarily using stickers when I'm playing around with my weeks and not so much in my ring planner. So sorry if you think that's boring. I'm just using a little washi tape down the center to give it a little pop of color. But these came from Ready Forms and they had the tabs already on them. So in they go, easy peasy. And then I got a little pom-pom dangle down here. Can you see it? Can you see it? I should have 3. I always feel like dangle clips should come in 3s because then you have one for the month, the week, and the day. But for some reason, I cannot find my 3rd pom-pom clip, so I can deal with it. One thing I want to point out is, look at this super awesome washi. I love houndstooth. I love it, love it, love it, love it, and I love it in any color. And so when I saw this pink from Lauren Phelps Designs, I snatched it up. I also got one, I think in like a sage green and one in kind of a neutrally tannish color. And I do plan to get more because I really, really love houndstooth. So then I have my little pom-pom clip just to not only mark my current month, but just to clip together the rest of the year so I'm not fiddling around with pages I don't need to look at quite yet. And then this came from Onyx Paper Company. And then my acetate, this one is from the Crescent Planner, and that's where most of my acetate comes from. And then this is from the Neutral Planner. I just thought these layered really nicely, so those are probably gonna stay in my planner. Here's my week tab, and again, I have some digital paper I just printed out. This is my all-time favorite dashboard right here from the Powder World. So I don't remember where this top one came from. That says we are all in this together. I know for a fact this came from Powder World, and I ordinarily do not like the kind of like fashion girl dashboards. I just don't really like it. But for some reason, I like this lady. So she is gonna stay in my planner. I actually wish I could buy an A6 in this size, or in this design, but I don't see it on the website anymore. I might actually email her and ask her if she still has that. So we are to the week. My weekly inserts are from SM Plans, and I thought that her stuff would look so good for April because she's got a lot of pink, you know, and I like pink a lot. So, and she's got these touches of pink. You can also, I think that when you buy it, it also comes with one that just has like a gray tone, so that if you're not into pink, you're not locked into that. But, so this is gonna be just like high-level appointments and things, because this is typically what I'm gonna do on a Sunday. I'm gonna sit down and fill it out for the following week, and then I'm going to check it off as it happens. Or if it gets canceled, I put an X. But what I wanted to say about this is, first of all, I don't know what I was thinking choosing this pink dot marker that is practically fluorescent, because it just doesn't look good with this insert. But anyway, I really, really hate when things get added to my calendar and then I have to write them in after my Sunday planning sesh, because if you can see, maybe you can't, it's just my eyes that see it maybe, it's not the same angle. Am I the only one that worries about that? Like, if your writing is not the same angle, that's what makes it look sloppy. Because what really makes someone's handwriting look nice is if it's all uniform and slanted the same degree. Call me crazy, but it just bugs me. I had to write in a few extra things and it doesn't look the same as the other, and it really, really bothers me. But that's just me being weird. What I'm planning to do is I'm gonna order a date stamper, because that would be the perfect thing to use here instead of having to write it in. I'll just stamp, 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 stamp. And I don't have enough patience to do like the acrylic block and all the little dates. That's not happening. I'm gonna get the one that's just, you turn it and you stamp. I thought I had one. I looked everywhere, but outside of the perimeter of this camera view is a disaster that looks like a tornado went through my craft room. It's probably here. It's probably gonna be faster for me to buy one from Amazon than to find it, because I did look for it for a while. Anyway, yes, SM plans, and this was my April. I've started April 1st with these inserts. For next week, I decided to go away from the hot pink, and I used the gray dot marker, and I think it looks much better. So you guys, I'm sure know about these. I used to either take a stencil and draw a box for every bullet or every item, or I used to have these paper panda stickers that were individual squares, and I'd take my little tweezer and boop, boop, boop. So when I started using these dot markers, I was like, oh my God, this is changing my life, because I love using them. It takes a little practice, I think, to get to the point where all your dots are uniform, because some of my dots end up like bigger than others depending on how hard you push. But it's still, I'm getting there, and it'll be fine. So this is next week. This is what I've got set up so far. Hopefully nobody adds anything and it doesn't have to look yucky because my handwriting changes. And then I do have a little pom-pom marking my spot here. So anyway, I have tons of those in here. I did print out another one from somebody else, but this looks like it'd be Peanuts Planner Co. So if it's not, I apologize. But I honestly, just looking at it, I think this is Peanuts Planner Co. This is kind of cool because it's kind of like the weeks. It's just flipped around. So you can put your entire weekly schedule, but then you have some note space, and they also have a built-in tracker. So I'm kind of on the fence whether I want to try it now, though, because I have a separate section for a tracker. So basically, it is easier to track things during the week when you have a tracker right there. But then I'd have to transfer it to the other tracker. So we'll see. I'll play it by ear. So I have a few of those. And then this is another Powder World dashboard, and I love her too because of all the stuff that's floating around in her hair, and I just think it's so cute. All right, my number 5 day tab in every set of tab dividers I own is bent, because when I use my Gillio, I use 30mm rings, which means my pen is going to bend the 5th tab, because I always put my tabs in the same order. So it's always the 5th tab, and it always seems to be the day tab that gets bent, but I think I straightened it out okay. I think it's gonna make it. So it's more really pretty digital paper I found on Etsy. I found actually all of them I've showed you so far that I've said were from Etsy came in a pack. Like, you buy a pack of digital paper and you get like many patterns. So, and they're so cheap. It's like $2.99 and you get like maybe 6 or so. This again is from SM Plans, and instead of, I've really struggled with daily because I've had like formal daily inserts where it has like a timed column and you have a spot for to-dos and a spot for notes, and I just don't use daily enough to justify that, because I only use dailies really when I'm assigned to be at my desk. And right now we are so short in the lab, I am never at my desk anymore. So I'm basically just trying to scramble to get projects done while I'm also working the bench, which means I'm running clinical samples. Well, I don't need a lot of daily space, but I need to make some notes about things once in a while. So I'm using this SM Plans insert. I really don't know what it's called, like what the official purpose is of this, but you just get 2 blocks of grids, and then she's got the cute little heart here, which I really like. And I'm just making notes. I don't even, like on a daily page, historically, I would like recopy all my meetings and check them off there and also put my notes. But on this one, it's just strictly notes. And then I'm only using a square on a day when I would need to make a note about something. This is working out really good for me because, you know, I used it on the 1st, the 2nd, and then I didn't need another one until the 5th. And then instead of using a big dot, you know, I don't need to go back and check these off. You know, these aren't all going to be tasks. They're really just notes. So I just take the other end of my dot marker, the skinny end, and I just make a little dot to separate ideas so that it doesn't look like one big jumbled mess and it's easier to read. But that's all I'm doing with it. And if I need to go back and look at it, it's there. So I really like those. I've got quite a few of them in here. That's the joy of 30mm rings. I'm telling you, you can have as many inserts in here as you want. So I did originally buy her 2-page for 1 day insert. And I don't know why, because like I told you, I really don't need that much space for a day. I would just be repeating all my appointments and meetings. Someday, when the lab goes back to its normal staffing levels, if that ever happens, maybe I'll be back at my desk and need 2 pages again. Until that happens, these are probably just going to hang out in my planner looking pretty. And yes, SM Plans, if I didn't mention that. SM Plans. Ooh, she has a teeny weeny tracker down here. Oh wait, maybe that's not a tracker. That maybe is supposed to be a calendar, because this is the undated one. I could be wrong, but this might be meant to be like a little calendar. You know how some inserts will have a little thumbnail calendar? But you could easily turn that into a tracker if you wanted to. You could do it. So that's an idea. All right, this came from the Crescent Planner, this acetate. I think this is from Pen and Ink Printables. And this is my notes section. More digital paper. This is from Cloth and Paper, and it has no use other than I just really think it's cool. And this little sticky note in here, I never write on this sticky note. I just think it looks cool, so I leave it there. So then I have notes like start times. I have notes about, I'm just trying to make sure I don't show you anything. Yeah, these are all like things about work that I need to keep track of, like instrument ID numbers and, you know, things like that. I was using, this came from Sterling Ink. Actually, she used to, in her Etsy shop, have printables, which I don't believe she has printables anymore. But I did buy this at that time, and I really love it. It's got this beautiful border around it, and it's very clean and pretty looking. But I did go ahead and buy some note pages from SM Plans because they were just too pretty not to. I love it. And so I'll just show you some of these pretty note pages. That's so pretty. So I really like those. And there's some more from Sterling ink. I have some acetate, and this vellum says, let's do this. And we are on to lists. And so it's hard, this is probably not a good placement of this vellum because it does not showcase how beautiful this vellum is. This is from Lauren Phelps Design, and I actually bought two. Let me see if I can find a white piece of paper. It was so pretty, I bought two. So I can have, you know, more than one planner with it. I just love that. Isn't that gorgeous? I think I bought a kit that had like matching stuff, and then I bought some extra vellums because I thought it was so pretty. Okay. But it's, like I said, not placed very well because I think it's too busy behind here with this paper. So I might have to rearrange this somehow to make it look a little better. Next, I keep changing how I do my books, my reading log. I guess it doesn't matter because look, I only have one book read this year. I'm so ashamed of myself because my Kindle library is full of books I want to read, except then when I go on break at work when I should be reading, that is when I get my phone out and I'm looking at like Facebook and Instagram. So I need to stop that and get back to my reading. This insert is from SM Plans and it has the cute hearts on it and whatnot. So I'm not exactly using it the way it's set up here because you're supposed to put like the book name and the author, and then I think you're supposed to like write something about the book, like if you what you liked about it or whatever kind of note you want to make, and then you say the start date, when you ended, and then you can score it. So I'm not doing it that way because I'm just writing the name, the author, that it's completed, and then I did score it. So three hearts out of 5 for Thief River Falls. I wanted to read that because I've been to Thief River Falls many times. It was pretty ambitious to put all these reading logs in here, but I have a wish list. This is also from SM Plans, and I've got quite a few Aura Estelle things on here because I'm really liking her stuff lately. And I never thought that I would be into planners that are vegan leather, which is a term I don't really like, but that's what people call it. But I'm finding there are definite advantages to vegan leather. It's cheaper and it's easier to clean because I've had a Gilio in Blush Croco that I was terrified to take anywhere because it's not the kind of surface that you can just wash off, whereas this is smooth and non-porous. So I could literally just take like a Clorox wipe or a wet wipe or something and just wipe it off. Anyway, that's that. And so there are a lot of Aura Estelle things on here. There's one Chic Sparrow VDS that is actually was supposed to be shipped by the 29th of March, and it is now, what, the 10th of April, and I still haven't gotten a shipping notice, so I'm hoping this week it will come. I'll do an unboxing of that when I get it. I don't have a lot of lists right now. I do want to transfer over my list that I started in my weeks of fountain pen ink that I want to try. I just haven't had time to do it. I have all these grand plans and I just have more plans than time. So then I get into the miscellaneous tab. And again, this is a situation where this is not a good placement of this. So I have this acetate, and then this vellum really just gets drowned out by what I put underneath it. So That is what it looks like. And I'm trying to remember where I got this. Okay, my camera stopped. I don't know what happened, but my camera stopped and I got all the way through my planner and went to shut my camera off and it was like, nope, sorry. We already took care of that. So that really makes me mad because you can't just recreate witty banter. That shit's spontaneous. So anyway, I know I went back through my camera and found where we left off. My gosh. Let's soldier on. So like I showed you, showed you that this vellum is very pretty. I think it's from Lauren Phelps Design as well, but I'm not 100% sure. But I need to put it somewhere where it doesn't have this busy flow chart behind it. This is from Perfectionism Prints. And then we get to my little no spend tab, and this is a really cute little tab from the Planner Society, and I don't have a subscription to the Planner Society, and I never have. But you know how it is when you're a planner, you end up with stuff. Anyway, I have these tabs, and then I just use these Post-it dealy bobs to make tabs. So I have a no spend here, and this is an insert. It's a month on one page insert from SM Plans. I'm using this as my no spend tracker. So what I've done in the past is just try to keep a list of things I've ordered and purchased, but it gets to be a disaster because I don't do it, and then I end up with this huge backlog that I haven't written down, and it just gets messy, and then I stop doing it. So I decided to take this insert and try something different. Whenever I have a no spend day, I get a pink dot, and when I have a spend day, I get a gray dot. And then I have to write down what I bought. Well, let me clarify. I don't write down what I bought. I write down where I bought something from. Because, you know, if I wrote down everything I bought, this would be like pages and pages and pages. And I'm not gonna write down things like, oh, I bought groceries or gas or whatever. This is just like frivolous spending, you could say. So, other than this one here, I bought masks. I don't know if I really consider that frivolous spending, but whatever. I wrote it down. But as you can see here, I really got to reel it in because like I'm on a 4-day stretch of, you know, a purchase every day. And so I'm really going to have to try to get all pink dots now until my next payday. That's my goal. So it does help to have a little visual rather than just a big list of things, you know. So that's my no spend tracker. And then here is my little tracker for like everything else. Like, was I on time to work? Was I late for work? My medications, did I stay late at work? And did I leave early? And I should also put in there, did I go to bed by 11? But I forgot to put it on there. But I'm not doing that great. You can see I've really got to work hard on getting my medications during the day when I'm at work, which is hard. So I have a lot of those printed out. I have a weight tracker in here. You'll notice there's nothing written on it. I have mixed feelings about putting this in my planner when I'm hauling it to work every day. It's like, do I want somebody to look in my planner, you know, and see that? No, I don't. I might have to keep a separate book or something for that. Sorry, there's an airplane going overhead here, and I've got the window open. And then I've got these inserts, or I've got this dashboard from cloth and paper for digital declutter, which I don't even know if I've even read through this entire thing. Anyway, planner size guide, and I think I need to add a couple on here. I would like to add Pocket Plus and then Mini, because I'm going to be setting up the mini planner I bought from Japan. Trigger list, I think this should probably be moving to the list section at some point. I don't think it belongs here. I don't know, sometimes you get things in your planner, they're like, okay, is this a list? Or is this a tracker? Is it, you know, like, I don't know, like my book log, that could be considered a list. It could be considered a tracker. I don't know. And then I've got some blank graph paper. This is graph paper I got like when, remember when Foxy Fix sold a whole bunch of their stuff? Like they had packs of paper and they had dashboards. What else did they sell? You know, like a whole bunch of accessory type stuff. That should have been our first clue that Foxy Fix was going away. So, and then I have this projects tab. And look, I didn't put any projects in there yet. So what I'd like to do is, I'm still kind of trying to find the right insert, but I've been looking at the Peanuts Planner Co. mind mapping type insert, but I haven't really decided yet. So that's a work in progress. And then I love this. This is a pocket from Catspresso Co. Let me take everything out so you can see it. I love, love, love this pocket so much that I bought one for my A6. I just love it. It's got this beautiful floral design on it. And then I think the thing I like about it is the scoop pocket here is really easy to get stuff in and out. But I mean, it doesn't fall out. And then there's like this pocket here. So like I can keep my stamps here. And then I got this cute little card from Coco Daisy from a long time ago. And this super cute little cat sticker, which I just use as decoration. Ta-da! So I really like that. I don't know why I haven't put a page lifter in here. I guess I just figured this acts as somewhat of a page lifter. Then of course we have this back pocket here is where your bound book would slip the back cover into, but I've just got the binder, the back cover of the binder in here instead. This secretarial pocket, I've just got some miscellaneous stuff like my COVID card and, you know, like some pharmacy information. Nothing cute. There's like no cute, other than these stamps are kind of cute, but I mean, it's just like boring paper stuff. And then I love the fact that the strap here has 2 pen loops, because then you can keep your Tombow and your pen together and it doesn't interfere with your tabs. So like when the pen loop ends up here on the planner or here, your tabs can get bent. So I really like how she put the pen loops here. There's no back pocket, which I'm fine with. And then that's it. You can see that this is a very generous strap, because I mean, I almost wish she would have put a double snap on here so we could tighten it a little more, but that's okay. There's room to grow. Isn't it pretty? This is my favorite Estelle color. Just as a quick update, I'm still going strong with my weeks. I have this little plastic cover on it that is so adorable. This is like kind of like what I've put on here for Easter, because it's got the cute little bunnies with the little heart-shaped tails. It's so cute. And this came from Planner Vintage on Etsy, and I think they used to call themselves Asian Vintage. Yeah, Asian Vintage, but they changed it to Planner Vintage. So this is really still my messy planner. You know, like my scribbly, jot down, yucky. I mean, I put my really pretty sterling ink stickers in here, but then I don't care if my handwriting is gross. You know, I write stuff in the margins and I squeeze stuff in, and it doesn't bother me in this planner. Ooh, don't you just love this? This is the Sage Houndstooth I was talking about from Lauren Phelps Design. I just absolutely love that washi. So yeah, that is still in the mix here. Then this is supposed to be my art journal, but there's no art in here yet. So you'll notice it says 2021. That's because I just have a few of these little books sitting around that have been unused, and I don't want to just chuck them in the recycle bin. So they're now going to be art journals. I keep checking on my Apple Watch to make sure my camera doesn't shut off again. Man, that pissed me off. So like this is almost the only thing I have in here right now is I did my Sailor brush pens in here. I swatched them, and I thought the month view would be a cool way to do that. So I'm going to do the same with my Tombows and all that. My Zig dot markers, which I don't know if I said this already because I can't remember what I said in the first video, but they do have metallic Zig markers now, and I have them and I love them. So eventually I'll be using those in my planner. And then I'm just going to use like the pages for playing around with my fountain pens and doodling and swatching and stuff like that. But again, I have more ideas than time to do the ideas, so it hasn't really gone very far. And so, of course, being the reasonable person that I am, decided to add something else in that I don't have time for. And that is, let me get this out of the way. I have this feather notebook from Ferris Wheel Press, and feather is spelled F-E-T-H-E-R. And I think that name comes from the material they use on the cover. And so it's really pretty, and I really like the pages because you can use this for a planner. I'm just gonna use it as a little journal. But dang it, I just do not like how the pages, I mean, it doesn't lie flat at all. And I don't know if that's just because it's new, but I keep opening it up and trying to flatten it out. So I hope this sucker loosens up. Otherwise, I probably won't stay interested in this very long, because who wants to be like trying to hold their notebook down while they're writing? It's not flat. So to be continued. I will update on that at some point in the future, but hopefully that will work out as a journal. I don't know. Along with that, I did buy, this is a limited edition ink by Ferris Wheel Press called Roaring Patina Black. So I bought, this was not available in a sample. Unfortunately, I had to buy a whole bottle. I don't want to rip it. I'm not going to take it out right now. It's 38 mils. They also have some bottles that are like, they're round like a globe, and they're 50 mils or 80 mils or something like that. But I think these are 38, these flat ones. And then I bought some of these cuties. These are ink chargers. So basically it's a sample that you can buy. You get 3. You don't choose which samples. They just come automatically, like whatever their collection was. You know, like one's called a book something collection. Let's see, what was the collection called for this one? I don't think they even wrote it on here. I was hoping they put it on the box. You know, they have different names for the collections, and then there's like three inks together in the collection. So this is a 5 mil sample. One of the things that I found out about fountain pens is do not buy a bottle of ink until you've tried a sample. Otherwise, you end up with bottles and bottles and bottles of ink that you'll never use because you have so much ink. And sometimes you don't like it. Either you don't like the color, or it's too dry, or it's too wet, and so you don't want to use it. So it's just a big waste of money. And so I have a tendency to buy samples anytime I can. And you can buy samples from Goulet pens, Anderson pens, and Venice pens. I buy samples first, and then if it's something I just love, I will buy a bottle. But typically I buy so many samples, I don't really need to buy a bottle of anything at this point. I think there's been a couple of inks I've bought a bottle of because I just liked it so much. But most of the time, I'm satisfied just getting a sample. I buy enough so that I can do my ink journal, I do my swatching, and then I use the pen to write in my 5-year Hobonichi for a while. And then I can move on to the next ink. There aren't too many inks that I like so much, I just want to keep using them over and over. I don't know, I just got off on this tangent. I don't know, I'm sorry. I am done with my flip through, but I just wanted to update you on, a couple other things. And I'm still doing pretty good with my 5-year because I think I'm caught up to April 1st. So yeah, I'm doing good. Okay, it looks like my last day was April 2nd. So I typically am not writing in it every day. I found that it works better for me if I do it like on the weekend. So between the notes that I have in my planner and text messages and things like that, I can go back a week and fill that in easily. It's just like, don't wait a month, because then it's almost impossible to try to fill in what you've missed. But I'm very happy with how this is turning out this year because, I think I have told you this is like the 3rd time I've tried a 5-year Hobonichi, and I have not made it this long in any of them until now. So yay me. So 5-year Hobonichi, maybe a diary, art journal, weeks, and this is my April planner. So you've seen it all. That's all I have to say. And I hope I didn't forget to say anything important that I said the first time when I thought my camera was going and it wasn't. But I think upcoming videos will be Vanderspec unboxing. I will have an Estelle unboxing, and I'm trying not to do too many of those so that they're not all so similar. And then I will have the next flip through will be for May. So I'll see you at another time, and thank you for joining me, and talk to you later. Bye.